We can hit this in a 3, a 2, a 1. Welcome back to the Side of Sauce podcast. A lovely podcast hosted by me. I'm not doing this voice for the rest of this book. Hosted by me, your daily host James, and I'm joined once again by one of my lovely co-hosts. Would you like to introduce yourself?
No.
Oh, okay, fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. So, it's only...
Hi, I'll just go fuck myself.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. You lost your opportunity to do this. Fuck you. It's only me and Xavier today. Johnny, Batty, Gabe. I think the last time I heard of them, because it's been a while since we recorded. I've noticed that. I get that. I've been very busy recently, doing personal projects and just life. But the last time I heard of them, I think I heard they're off shooting as background characters for the upcoming live action Minecraft movie. So, what has been happening recently with you?
Not much.
Okay.
I just got out of 2-week training for Army Reserve.
Fun.
A whole lot of not fun, but could be worse.
Could be worse, could be better.
And yeah.
So, I'm assuming that you've seen Spider-Verse, because, we talked about it beforehand.
Absolutely, dude. That was actually like one of the last things I did before I went off for my training.
So,
And then all throughout training, I've been drawing Miguel O'Hara.
What do you think of Spider-Verse?
Honestly, as much as it annoyed me with the cliffhanger ending, I still love it because it's just a great movie all around. There were parts that felt a little weird, but yeah.
That is the one thing that everyone always comes away with is the ending of the movie ruins it for some people, which I don't personally get, but like I can understand being annoyed, like, oh, it doesn't have like a serious resolution,
Yeah, it felt more like a honestly, more than a movie, it felt like a 2-part finale to a show.
It is a 2-part finale from what I hear, and I don't know if I want. Did you hear about the news about it recently?
Are you talking about like how there's 2 versions?
Well, I yeah, there's 2 versions. I actually didn't know that, which is weird. Which seems to be only like minor changes to like the movie. I've only seen one change. I've only seen the change where it's like at the beginning.
One change pointed out to me.
Was it the one at the beginning with Miguel talking to his like little person?
Yeah, that's the exact change.
Yeah, and it's like one is using a Snapchat filter and the other one doesn't.
Yeah, I like the Snapchat version more. I thought it was funnier.
I don't know why they did that. That seems so bizarre to make different cuts of movies with very small minor tweaks.
I think it was a mess up on their behalf, and then they were like, "Oh, let's just roll with it."
You're like, yeah, obviously we did that, guys. Come on. Yeah, I could totally see
that.
Exactly
what it feels like.
It is Sony after all. I could totally fucking see that. Holy shit, that makes so much sense. But I was also talking about in terms of the news that happened recently, the massive delay it got for the sequel.
Oh yeah, so I've only seen one thing about the delay. It was some meme about it. I didn't know if it's like a super massive delay, but
it went from
honestly I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I'm also personally okay with it because of all the other news that came out with it. But it was delayed from March of next year till July of 2026. I think is when they said.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
That's a.
So it is a 3-year wait, which after the other news we heard about the movie, I'm very happy to wait that long. Because
what was the other news?
The other news that came out recently was I think it was this week. I think it was 3 days ago or 2. I can't remember. But I'll try to send you the article after the show. There is big talks about at least 100 animators on the movie quitting Sony because of the terrible working conditions they had to animate the movie in. Apparently,
Mm.
there was this movie was like a rough estimation would have been like this movie should have taken 5 years to animate, but they crunched it all into 3 years by allegedly overworking their staff 11 hours a day, which sounds about right.
Sounds like Activision.
It sounds like
Ooh,
Activision.
call out. Whoa.
Ooh. But and then yeah, that news has me so fucking depressed, dude. Because like one of the best fucking movies, I don't want to say ever, but like one of the best movies ever. Like hearing this about its development, dude, it sucks. It hurts. I feel bad for them because they made a fucking awesome movie. It's amazing, but to know that they went through all that bullshit to get it through, like, fuck, dude. But honestly, I'd be
Yeah.
happy to wait. I'd be happy to wait the 3 years for them to be like comfortably making it, than to like rush. Because apparently there was no fucking way it was gonna come out next year. Like that was just not possible. Because apparently they had
Yeah.
barely begun animating the film.
When it was announced, or at least when I saw it in the theaters that it was going to come out, I was like, that's really soon.
Yeah, I was surprised because I thought they started animating them because I thought it was like an Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame situation where they were like animating both of them at the same time because that made sense to me. I was like, oh, that makes sense. But you like, yeah, now hearing about all the shit that happened behind the scenes, like, ooh, I'm kind of glad they didn't now because that would have been extra fucked. But
Well, I mean, they are fucked since someone
yeah,
quit, but
yeah, which is so fucking horrible. And
which
the
tells me that the animators most likely quit before the delay,
yeah,
or like not before the delay, but like the delay was like a hey, we'll push it back this far if you guys stay, and I think they probably still quit.
and this next part gets me a little bit mad because the CEO of Sony came out and said that this is just how the business works. They didn't overwork them. However, this is just how it goes. If they don't like it, they can basically suck it up. It isn't an exact quote, but it's like the gist of what she just said. And it fucking pisses me off because like I feel like animation in the West at least. I don't really know about how anywhere else in the world, but like at least in the US, in the West, it feels like animation is such a slept on genre and is taken so much for granted. Like it's not taken seriously as an art form, I feel like. For a lot of adults at least. Like older than our generation.
Yes and no. Um, yes, in respect that I think businesses undersell it a lot. If you ever go and take Japan for an example, animation is like incredibly hailed because anime and whatnot. And that's not to you know generalize Japan. It's just when you think of Japan, a lot of people tend to think of anime, and they're not wrong for it. That is just a very large skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but in America, when you think of movies and TV, you're gonna think of like your Netflix or Hulu live action, whatever. You don't, and when you hear animated, you're gonna think, oh, Disney, or you'll think, oh, Family Guy.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a very good cut for animation necessarily, and it doesn't help that Spider Verse is technically a kids movie, in the
Yeah.
respect that it's Spider Man, ooh. But to that point, another issue is the animation we do here is mostly visual effects, and even then, that's still just a really terrible community uh, to be a part of, in the sense that like it's just hard to find jobs.
Yeah, the visual effects like community jobs, that shit is insane. Like I could not like hearing stories from people who worked with like big companies like Warner Brothers or Marvels or Disney. They holy shit, dude. Like having to crunch a bunch of shit. Like there's no wonder why the Flash looks like shit. There's no wonder why She-Hulk looked like shit. There's no wonder why fucking every Disney Plus, Star Wars, Marvel show, most of their CGI looks fucking terrible, dude. Like,
Yeah,
goddamn. It's surprising that the fucking Rocket Raccoon doesn't look like a PS2 graphic on the screen at all times.
That's I honestly you can attribute that to the need for, especially in Disney's case, now that it has basically monopolized all of your entertainment, a need for content at all times. Like, for example, Mandalorian ends, and what begins? Oh, what? The fucking TV show continuation of Rogue One, or like the prequel or whatever it was. What? And then after Andor finishes, what do you get? More Mandalorian. Wow, that was perfectly timed. And then, that ends, and oh man, Obi-Wan is now suddenly, like, you know what I mean? I know that's
Yeah,
not like the exact timeline, but the idea here is like,
it
it's
just
just a constant
Disney
output of
Plus. Disney
product.
Disney Plus is just let's continuously shit something out until something sticks. Like,
They took Netflix's idea of how many shows can we have on the platform to an extreme.
yeah, like
Because
it's
like you hear Netflix original and you think, oh, this is gonna be terrible. You hear Disney Plus original and you're like, Star Wars, Marvel.
like holy shit,
So
they're not even making good shit at this point. It feels like the Obi-Wan show came and went. Everyone fucking forgot it. Mandalorian season 3 is a mixed bag for most people. I haven't seen it yet actually, but from everything I've heard, it's really mixed. Andor is the only consistently like thing that people like. What else came out? Most of the Marvel like Disney Plus shows are either really boring or bad for most people. Like they like, and the future lineup for like a lot of these shows, like we're getting Ahsoka the show, which looks boring. We're getting fucking Agatha. Like, like why does she have a show? She's a
who the
like
fuck is Agatha?
the bad witch lady from the evil villain in WandaVision.
Oh,
Yeah, she's getting a fucking show.
dude, I forgot about WandaVision.
Dude, honestly, I remember when WandaVision
Did you
came
see
out.
that we're getting another season of Loki?
Oh yeah, I did. I actually
That's cool. That's hip.
that's
That's young, right?
I actually kind of liked Loki a little bit when it came out. So I'm kind of interested to see if the second season is gonna be any good. I thought
I
Loki
like
was.
Loki, but I think it's weird that Loki is the main character for this kind of plot, like a
It is.
multiversal shenaniganery.
Yeah, it is kind of bizarre. Like when I watched the show, I would not have thought Loki would have been the main character if it wasn't for his fucking name slapped on the fucking title screen. You know? Oh my god.
That's yeah.
I don't know why my fucking throat almost gave up. Ooh. But like, yeah, like, dude, I'm just like the whole Disney Plus like bullshit that's going on over there. It's just not exciting. They're just pumping shit out, and it's just not appealing. Except for all the fucking National Geographic shit. Woo!
I don't think National Geographic could ever get old in anybody's eyes.
Dude, I've been rewatching a bunch of like the old, not old, but like 2000 to like 2015 era of like Nat Geo Wild and Animal Planet. Dude, that shit is so fucking awesome. It goes so hard. I don't care what anyone says. Those fucking documentaries back in the day were awesome, and I love them. They'll always be my favorite. This is like a weirdly strange like passion of mine. Is like Animal Planet and Nat Geo Wild documentaries from the year 2000 to 2015. Because those documentaries were so fucking cool, dude. That was when they were like getting weird. That's when they were getting strange. That's when they were like covering shit like cryptids too. Like one of my favorite
Dude,
shows.
that's like the History Channel's like monster shows. I love those. Those are
Dude,
so funny to me.
on God. I don't know if you ever as a kid watched this show on Animal Planet called Lost Tapes. It is the
I have
goofiest.
not.
It is a show. The whole premise is like a mockumentary, where they go out and they film what it would be like if this cryptid existed, and it's like in a like lost footage kind of thing. And it is so fucking corny and dumb and stupid, and I love it. Like embarrassingly enough, it is like one of like like my childhood traumas. There was specific episodes where I get fucking terrified. I would weep at night because of these fucking episodes because they would scare me to death. And I watch them now, and they're so fucking funny, dude. They're so hilarious. If you haven't seen the show, I would personally recommend it to anyone watching. It is cheesy. It is fun. It is a good time. Except for season, like the last season and those last couple episodes. Those are kind of fucking boring. Those ones aren't as fun. But those first 2 seasons, fucking cheesy goodness delight. If that was a Philly cheesesteak, that fucking dog would be filled with so much cheese, dude.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry? I don't know. My brain thought of that analogy. I didn't think of it.
I think you should see someone about that.
Now, I probably should. Speaking of seeing someone, those people in the submarine aren't going to be seeing fucking anybody.
Oh, they'll see God soon enough.
They'll see him soon enough. Dude, so the timeline of this shit, the submarine. So I'm pretty sure everyone and their grandmother who's going to be listening to this has heard about the submarine incident that happened recently. Where, was it 5 billionaires? And
yeah, it's like I've heard that it's 5 billionaires and then like 2 crew members.
Yeah,
so it was like 7 people on
5
board.
billionaires, 2 crew members, hop in a submarine and go down to see the Titanic wreck, like the wreck of the ship. And their controller like drifts or something, and then they fucking die. So, dude, where do I even fucking begin with this? Have you seen like the actual like submarine ship they were supposed to go in?
Also, it's not the first expedition the submarine done either.
Yeah, it's not the first one. Not at all. I don't even think it's the first one by this company.
No, it's not. It's just like this time it failed somehow.
Mm-hmm. So I think something. I know it wasn't the controller. I keep wanting to say it's the controller, but I know it's not.
I just think it's hilarious that the Logitech controller
Dude,
modeled after what looks like a mashup between the DualShock 2 and the Xbox 360 remote what guided these people.
Which is fucking hilarious. Which also, by the way, I just recently learned that like that's not uncommon for like people with submarines to do that. Like the military uses like Xbox controllers for their fucking submarines.
Yes, so well, not just for the submarines. If you look, like, I mean, if you want to put this on your computer and have Uncle Sam be like, "Oh, you're interested in the army? Go ahead." But
Yeah.
if you look at like, I think it's the Go Army website or just the Army website, but and look at like the different MOSs, or job codes, I guess is another word for it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see that the drone pilots fly the drones with Xbox controllers, and that is
based. How fucking based
hilarious.
Is that? Wait, are they 360 controllers?
I'm not sure. Because you can find the images.
I gotta find
online.
They have to be the 360 controller, dude. The 360 controller, by the way, one of the best video game controllers ever. Feels so good. Feels so comfortable. I could literally hold it forever.
Yes, but after having played on the Xbox One's controller for so long, I do prefer the Xbox One controller because it is slightly bigger for my big boy hands.
I used to think that the PS3 controller was fucking awesome. I used to be like, yo, the PS3 controller is the best. It is the best. It's the most comfortable controller to hold. And I recently like went back and I held one. I was like, holy shit. I don't know if my hands are bigger. I don't know if something changed. I don't know if I entered the wrong like dimension or something. The PS3 controller is not it. That thing is not very comfortable to hold. Especially after like holding like a PS5 or a PS4 controller, which are buttery silk smooth to hold in my delectable hands, you know?
Yeah, I only like the DualShock 4 I have not held a PS5 controller.
You know what
Still a broke boy,
you know what'd
but
be
I
the
like the
most
DualShock 4 for fighting games
ah
like Street Fighter or Dragon Ball Fighters because I like the D-pad being underneath my thumb naturally.
that's yeah, that's actually a good point. I didn't even really think about that. Did you see Street Fighter 6 just came out too?
Dude, I've seen so much about it, and it looks like such a detachment from the series compared to the rest of the games.
I'm loving what I'm seeing so far for Street Fighter 6. I love the custom character that you can make can look like can look like a ghoul, can look like fucking what's his name? Sloth from the Goonies. Like holy shit. Like the abominable creations I have seen on fucking Twitter for this custom character that people make. Holy
I
shit,
like
dude.
the idea that you can literally street fight.
Mhm.
You
You
can
can
just pick fights with the NPC, any NPC, from what I've heard, and that's wonderful.
Did you know that there's like you can text like different characters in the game and they all have like unique
I
texting styles?
I did not know that.
And you like
That's
it's
definitely
almost like a
something.
it's almost what are those games called where you like befriend and like grow relationships with characters and that's like the whole point of
Dating
it. Yeah, it's
simulators?
almost like a dating simulator. I thought there was a specific name. I didn't want to say dating simulator. But there's like a yeah, it's almost like a dating simulator kind of thing because I've seen a bunch of shit with Cammy. It's understandable. Cammy is
I'd
a
be on
very
that fucking Chun-Li fucking thighs like a goddess.
if I if I could be killed in any specific way, if I'm on death's
Chun-Li,
row,
her thighs around
yeah,
my head. I'm a
if I
watermelon.
if I was on death's row and they asked and they instead of having a last meal, I could be killed in any particular way, I would definitely be killed in between those thighs, very fast while looking up at her. It's
No,
probably
you
those.
see, it's gotta be.
It's
It's
probably
gotta be. It'd be a last meal. You know what my last meal would be?
her, Chun-Li.
Exactly.
Yeah,
See.
that might be the most fucking degenerate thing I've ever said. Oh my fucking god! I can't believe I said that. That's the fucking worst. But yeah, I've just seen a bunch of shit about Street Fighter 6 and it looks fucking awesome. I didn't play a whole lot of 5. I don't know if you did.
No, honestly, I have not played any of the newer Street Fighters. The
So,
last one, the only ones that I've ever played are like the arcade ones.
yeah, so you didn't play 4 or 5. Yeah, which is fair. I actually did not play any of 4, but I am looking to get into 6 because it just looks so fucking cool, dude. I'm excited. I want to date Chun-Li. I want to date Cammy. I want to get that fucking Street Fighter dating simulator. Did you know there's a movie for fucking Street Fighter coming out soon? I did not know this.
I know that there has already been one before, if I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
mistaken.
those cheesy live action ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I did not know there was one coming out.
I'm not sure what year it's supposed to come out, but yeah, that's supposed to come out. There's a Minecraft live action movie coming out. There's a live action Mega Man movie coming out sometime.
That sounds amazing.
Mega
I
Man?
love Mega Man.
Mega Man. I'll be honest, I've only ever played the classic games.
I mean, that's valid. I played.
I want to
So
play
my first
X.
introduction was actually Mega Man X, which I
Ooh.
played on my 3DS because you could buy the like the older Game Boy games that they put on the eShop,
Mm-hmm.
and I played Mega Man X. And then whenever Nintendo came out with the miniature consoles, I have the miniature NES, and
Ooh.
it has Mega Man 1, 2, and maybe 3 on there.
Okay.
But I played Mega Man 1 and 2 on there.
Nice, nice.
And then since then, I've played a little bit of their recent Mega Man game where like it has just all the bosses and whatnot. I forget what it's called, but
I have played Mega Man 2. That was the first one I played. Because I was like, oh, cool. I like this game. This game looks cool. This looks fun. This is what everyone says to play. And so I bought 2. That one was fun. I really liked 2. and then because I bought them on the 3DS eShop as well. I think I got. I have to look through my DS again to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I bought 2, 1, 4, and 5 because as I know I haven't played 3. But yeah, dude, I've played those games. Those
Yeah.
games are fun. I wish they would make another one.
They're I think what's so unique about Mega Man, other than the platforming, is the way the boss fights function is
Mhm.
honestly pretty cool to me.
Dude, those boss fights are fucking they're tooth and nail sometimes. They get you fucking intense and pumped up. And the music, dude,
I was about to get on that.
Mega Man music
The jams
bucks.
are amazing.
Yeah, dude. Like what is it? I'm trying to think of the guy in Mega Man 2, his specific theme. All of Dr. Wily's themes fucking go so hard, especially in 2. Oh my god. Um Hold on, let me look up Mega Man 2 boss order. But there's a specific one, not Flame Man. It was Metal Man. Metal Man's theme goes hard, dude. Because he's like the first one you like get to fight basically. Because he's like the easiest one, and then his weapon fucking just destroys everyone in that game. But yeah, that music goes
I
fucking
love
hard.
throwing tiny little buzz saws. Raw.
I love how it's like that is like consistently the most overpowered weapon in all of Mega Man. It costs little to no ammo to use, and it does a shit ton of damage. And you can fire it, I think, in like almost every direction. Oh my god. Dropping shit over here.
I also think just the Mega Man style is very like I don't know, it's just great.
You know what? I wish we would get a game for Mega Man that was like what Sonic Mania was to Sonic. I wish we got that for Mega Man. Like where it's like a retro pixel esque, but like more high definition, more color, more vibrant, more detail
There
in there.
is.
Cause well, like there is, but which one is it? Is it? It's Mega Man.
It's like one of the more recent ones.
Is it? Is there a recent one? Mega Man. Because I'm pretty sure what I'm thinking of that's kind of similar to that is 8. I think it is. Mega Man 8. Yeah, 8 is like kind of similar to what I want, but like almost not quite there. But yeah, and then I really want to try out the X series of games because I've heard those games are so cool. God damn it.
They're great. Mega Man X is, since we were talking about Spider-Man, 2099 to your Peter Parker.
Exactly. I wanted to try Mega Man X since I saw, because I'm pretty sure you've seen the Ego Raptor video, right?
Dude, of course. I love Aaron.
Yeah, because the Ego Raptor video where he's talking about how well designed that first level is. I've wanted to play it since then, but I've always just like never fully committed to it. There's a couple video game series like that where I really want to play them, but I haven't committed myself to it. I don't know if you have any like that.
Have anyone? Sorry, I was blanking out for a second.
You're good. You're good. Like a video game series that you really want to try that you just haven't like committed to it.
Dark Souls.
Fair. I've only
I
recently
played-
with Elden Ring.
Yeah, I played the fuck out of Elden Ring. But like, and then since then I've just wanted to play the rest of the series. And when I say I played the fuck out of Elden Ring, the only achievements I have left is to get all of the legendary spells, and then to get the rest of the endings.
My boy's on the grind. God damn.
Yeah, I kind of really enjoy Elden Ring.
Just a little.
But like since then, I've like been like, oh my god, From Software, where have you been all my life?
What have you played Elden Ring on?
Oh, Steam.
Steam? Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
But if the biggest series right now for me that I really want to play, I just haven't committed to it, is Castlevania.
That's another valid one. I remember my first interaction with Castlevania was once again on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded one of the demos, and I was like 11 or 12 at the time. I was scared because it was a very gruesome demo.
The first interaction I had with Castlevania was the TV show. Like, I knew about Castlevania and I knew what it was. But, like, the first time I
The
ever, like,
Netflix anime?
yeah, the Netflix anime.
Yeah,
Which,
that's also pretty great. I love that show.
by the way, I've only seen the first 2 seasons of that show. But those first 2 seasons, so fucking good.
They're tasty.
That that scene where it's like the demon in the church goes so hard. Like, there is no God here. Like, that shit is fucking cool. That scene had me like fucking shivering down my spine. What? Oh, this is my mouse. Okay. I got like a notification on my computer. I was like, what the fuck? What happened? I thought like my computer died or like my microphone disconnected for a second. But like, oh no, it's just my mouse. My mouse is kind of finicky. But I'm trying to think. Is there any other video game series? Oh, I have it right here. Ratchet and Clank.
I've heard of Ratchet and Clank, but never personally like cared for it or was super into it.
This is how my
It
experience
looks kind of
is.
goofy to me.
My first real interaction with Ratchet and Clank was when my mom first got a PS4. She got the new Ratchet and Clank game, and she's not gonna listen to this, so it's fair. She fucking sucks at playing video games. Like, she's the fucking worst. Like, she recently was playing Hogwarts Legacy because she loves Harry Potter. God bless her soul. You know, I love my mom and all that, but like, when the thing pops up to like press square, like in big bold letters on easy mode, and your first reaction is, what do I do? I just sit there and I laugh. I just can't. I can't deal with it. But yeah, I had to help her play the first Ratchet and Clank remake that came out for PS4, and I played that first level, and that first level was fucking cool. It really got me into it. I started digging it, and then I saw the new game that came out on PS5, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting too. But I with games like that, it is a big commitment, you know, because I don't know why there's so many fucking games today that just want to eat up all your time, you know.
Yeah. You're reminding me of series that I'd like to get into, like Rayman. I want to get into the Rayman series.
Dude, fuck, don't get me started on Rayman. I fucking love Rayman. This is like a weird niche thing of me that I love that I don't really talk about all that often. I fucking love Rayman. Rayman 2, The Great Escape. I played that for 3DS. That was my first real video game, dude. That game's so fucking hard. That game is awesome. They should remake that game. They should do a Crash Insane trilogy to the Rayman trilogy.
I think it's just a trilogy? I thought there were like way more games than
that. It's weird. So there is a trilogy. There's the Rayman 1, 2, and 3. And then there's like a couple like side games with like the Rabbids, which killed the series for a while. And then there's the Rayman Origins, and
I did play Rayman Origins on the Xbox.
And then there was one other game after that. It was Rayman Origins and something else. I actually didn't play those two games yet, but I plan on playing them soon because I have recently bought them. Because I was feeling nostalgic. Because I bought Rayman 2 for my PC that I currently have, my laptop, so I can play it on that. And dude, I fucking love this game. This game is so good. Fucking love it. That last level, not the last level, like the second to last level where you have to play as that little rocket thing. For all like one Rayman listener out there, that game, that fucking level sucked. We can all agree on that.
Now there is one more game series that I want to get. Well, I'm hesitant to say series. I want to get into the Fire Emblem games.
That's fair.
Because I have Nintendo. Don't listen to this part. I have a homebrewed 3DS XL. So I've just gone ahead and downloaded all the Fire Emblem games onto it. There's one game on the 3DS that, now that I think of Fire Emblem, I'm thinking of, and it's like it's very similar to the Fire Emblem series, but not quite. I don't know the title of the game, but like, it takes place in like some fantasy world where like the overworld is like overtaken by monsters and everybody travels by like air balloons. And I played the demo on my 3DS a long time ago, but I don't remember the name of the game.
I don't know
And
why
I
my
mean, obviously
mind.
now that I've downloaded, no, go ahead.
I know it's wrong. It's not right, but my mind instantly jumped to Dragon Quest when you said that.
So it's not Dragon Quest. I can see where you go with that, but it's not at all that art style.
Oh, it's not
I
at all.
originally thought it would be Fire Emblem Awakening. Uh, it's either so I downloaded all the 3DS Fire Emblem games, which is three. Shadows of Valencia, Echoes, Fire Emblem Fates, and then Awakening.
Yeah,
And
Awakening.
I've played the starting level of all three of them. It's not it. I don't know what this game is. I don't know where to find this game, but this has been my lifelong quest because it was a really great demo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like as far as I remember, you like wake up, have no memory. You know, your typical like Japanese RPG opening. Um, and then you like explore these mazes and then fight monsters in the maze. And I've I thought it was Fire Emblem
I
based on the
don't.
descriptions of Fire Emblem because it's a very Fire Emblem kind of start, waking up with no memories and then kind of maze like puzzle like movement other than the actual battles, but it's not. And I don't remember the game.
I don't remember that game, but it sounds kind of familiar. Although I do, because you also reminded me. I used to play the fuck out of the Fire Emblem Awakening demo when it was on the 3DS. I loved the shit out of that demo, but I never bought the actual game. And I kind of, now that you said it, I'm kind of thinking about going back and like, not pirating, because I would never do that, Nintendo. I would never. But legally purchasing the game for my illegal 3DS system. You know?
Obviously,
So that way I can legally
especially
experience
considering
the game.
exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Although for listeners out there, you should get out.
I'm not saying you should pirate video games from Nintendo.
That would be very bad. And if you were to do those things by using the homebrew shop or by using online downloads and ROMs and then loading them in with the FBI app or looking up a YouTube tutorial on how to homebrew your 3DS, those would be very bad things and
That would
definitely should
those
not do.
That's very bad, and you definitely, for sure, should not do that. We do not endorse it.
We here on the Side of Sauce podcast do not condone pirating of any game system or game from Nintendo.
Specifically
But we
Nintendo.
do, however, find it extremely fun.
Did you, dude? Because I was thinking about this too when we were mentioning video games, and I was looking through trying to find it. Did you ever hear about the new video game that's being made by the creator of Dragon Ball? It's called
Are you
Sand.
talking about like Are you talking about like Akira Toriyama,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
creator of Dragon Ball?
yeah.
I have not,
It's this
and I'm hesitant to
it's this
be informed about it.
it's this game. Not doing. It has nothing to do with Dragon Ball or like any existing IP that I know of. It's called Sandland. I remember. I remember.
I'm not worried about it interacting with Dragon Ball. It's just historically, I'm not a big fan of the Dragon Quest series.
Mm-hmm.
I do love Chrono Trigger, which is not necessarily a niche game, but like not a lot of people would know it unless you play video games. Uh, Chrono Trigger, which is not necessarily an Akira Toriyama creation, he just did the art for it,
Yeah.
is a masterpiece of a game, and I think everyone should play it if you like enjoy RPGs and whatnot, like especially top-down RPGs like older Final Fantasy and whatnot. Definitely play it. But
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of Dragon Quest.
Which is interesting because I've heard of Chrono Trigger and I've seen a couple of videos about it in like top 10 lists when I was younger. So like, what is Chrono Trigger? What is it about?
Imagine taking the plot of Earthbound, adding more time travel confusion,
Mm-hmm.
and then sprinkling in a little bit of Final Fantasy.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I don't know why you said Earthbound, and that made me think of Star Fox. But as another video
Just
game
we're all
series,
about the Nintendo IP right now. That's
yeah,
why.
because that is another video game series I wish to get into, but I just don't have the time to commit to it.
So before I have a tangent I want to go off on, but real quick, last thing about uh Chrono Trigger. I highly recommend watching the Game Grumps playthrough of Chrono Trigger. That
Okay.
will give you a good enough idea of the game, because
Hmm.
I think they play through about a third or two-thirds of it.
Okay.
But yeah. Secondly, real quick on the topic of Nintendo and their IPs, I think Nintendo's greatest idea ever was the Super Smash Bros. Series. Not
For
because they
sure.
are great games, because they definitely are, but also because it's a great way to introduce characters from games that nobody knew about. For example, Star Fox actually did not do well historically until the release of Super Smash Bros.
Hmm. Same thing with
And there's a lot of similar IP
like Fire
for
Emblem,
it, like
Xenoblade, F
yeah,
Zero.
yeah, especially F-Zero. That's another one because it was a very similar clone of Mario Kart.
Because I think do you remember the original like in Melee when Roy and Marth were introduced? They actually when they were making the game for like every other country outside of Japan, they weren't going to add Martha and Roy because they didn't think anybody was going to know or care about them.
But then they found out that Super Smash Bros. Is actually just the greatest advertisement in the world.
On fucking god, it is. And now there is like 8 billion fucking Fire Emblem characters in fucking Smash.
Half of the roster is just Fire Emblem.
Oh god, no, but for real,
When
like,
will they add Goku to Smash? God damn it, Sakurai.
do you legitimately think they'll ever one day add Goku?
No, absolutely not. Mainly because Bandai has Goku in their pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and if you thought Square Enix was bad about sharing IP, don't fuck with Bandai.
Never fuck with Bandai Namco. Do you? Oh,
They're a monster.
I know you are a big Dragon Ball guy. Would you ever even want Goku in Smash?
It'd be cool, but like, um, I guess the best example of how Goku would interact in a Smash game is Rivals of Aether,
Yeah.
and just playing one of the hundreds of Goku mods that are out there, he would work, honestly, but
Okay.
like on a really limited scale.
Yeah, because he couldn't do anything. Well, to be fair, most characters are like either nerfed to high heaven or buffed to high hell.
Yeah, for example, Kirby not being, what is he canonically, like 6 inches
Kirby not being
tall?
canonically 6 inches and able to kill everyone in like a single punch.
Exactly.
Uh,
Unreal. I want a better game. Give me a refund.
the fact that Sonic could like blitz through half the roster immediately, inaccurate.
The fact that Mewtwo doesn't just psychically mindfuck everyone.
Yeah. God damn it. Dude, did you know like Mewtwo is one of the lightest characters in Smash, but in like the Pokemon games, he is fucking heavy. Like he's heavier than Charizard.
I don't doubt it. Because like Mewtwo's also, at least for me in reference, because I've read the Pokemon Adventure series, which
Hmm.
is fucking amazing by
Which,
the way.
by the
I
way,
love those series.
I want to get into the Pokemon manga, specifically the black and white one, because those look cool.
Dude, I highly recommend starting with obviously the first three.
Hmm.
You can get these like giant Uber collections, and I have the one for Red's entire story, or like his main story, and then Blue's story as well, which
Okay,
is like a follow up.
nice, nice. I'll
And you can
definitely
find
want
them on
to.
Amazon for like $40.
All right.
And it's like all of the manga for them. But like, Mewtwo's pretty fucking like big. He's like I think 6 or 7 feet in them.
Yeah,
Or
he's
like
like 6, 7
supposed to
foot.
be.
He's got thick ass legs. He got a fat ass dumpy of a tail,
And then a ginormous dome piece.
and he got that big ass head and that weird ass tube that connects from his head to his back. You know, when you
He
think it,
looks like Frieza.
he does. He definitely looks like a Frieza. You can definitely. I feel like there definitely was Dragon Ball influence.
Yeah, especially considering that before we had the Aura Sphere, we had Mewtwo's like psychic waves and blasts that he shot from his
Yeah, we
hands.
had his like little shadow ball from like the first movie. That was like the big
But
thing
yeah,
I remember. And now we just have Lucario, who is just Goku, the Pokemon.
exactly.
Which, by the way, one of my favorite Pokemon. He's awesome.
I love Lucario and I love Mega Lucario.
Dude, I love Mega Lucario. He's so fucking sick looking, so cool, so dope. They should bring Megas back, honestly.
Yeah, but Pokemon would never do that.
Pokemon would never do that
I don't understand why.
because Pokemon
But
nowadays doesn't want to be cool. They just want to be fucking lame ass losers.
they want to be cute, and that's because it sells.
Which,
But, like, dude,
fair.
oh, you wanna know what really pissed me off about Scarlet and Violet?
What?
So, I don't know if Home has been connected to the Scarlet and Violet games already.
I think it
But
just
I know
did.
that there were some showcases and like data leaks.
Mm-hmm.
And for my Pokemon Sun and Moon fans, obviously the best games in the series.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
There
That's a
was
weird way to
Ash
say.
Ninja.
That's a weird way to say Pokemon Black and White too.
Because I didn't, but that's okay. I can understand the confusion. Because the sun is bright, like white colors, and
I won't
moon is
lie.
dark, like black.
I won't lie. Sun and Moon are my second favorite in the series. They are fucking awesome. The only thing that trips
But
me up
it
about them
had-
is that it is like the intro, like that first hour of the game. So fucking slow.
It is. The first island is kind of bleh, but after that, the story is great,
Mm.
especially Ultra Sun and Moon.
The detail, like that game is just so like Sun and Moon gets so much hate nowadays, but like that game is
I don't
so
understand why.
polished for like a 3DS game. It's so much content and there's so much like love I feel like in when I play this game. In fact, I'm actually probably
Yeah.
gonna restart soon and play either Sun or Ultra Sun soon. Because I actually didn't play Ultra Sun because when it came out, it was just basically the same game but with a different Lycanroc.
Yes and no. There's more post-game content.
Yeah, I know
and
the
there's a
Rainbow
better
Rocket.
resolution to the main storyline.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the main
I
reason.
want to play the Oris games.
Ooh, Oras? I've been itching to play Oras too, dude. I have Omega Ruby. I want to play it right now. Because
I have,
Hmm?
I believe I have Alpha Sapphire. Definitely legally bought on my DS.
My favorite thing about legally owned copies is like the fact that you don't have to worry about trading with other people in order to get like evolutions for specific Pokemon. Because that's one of the one things I do genuinely like hate in Pokemon. But like, I fucking love that in Pokemon Legends Arceus, you can get an item that can like let you bypass that. Or if you even still want to,
wonderful.
yeah. Or if you want to do the traditional way, you still can trade to do it even earlier. Like that's nice.
I think it's funny that one of those items is the link cable.
Yeah, that is cool. That is funny. In like ancient feudal Japan, they have a fucking C adapter cable.
I mean, it is ancient feudal Japan times, right?
Yeah, true. So, I know we were talking about this a while ago, not on the podcast, but like in like person, like with each other. How do you feel about Legends Arceus?
Now after I think almost.
After the honeymoon phase,
Am
yeah.
I mistaken to say almost like a year?
It is over a
Has it
year.
almost been a year?
It's almost it's almost a year.
Great. It's okay. Like, it's not terrible. I feel like a lot of people hate on the animation, and you know what? That's valid, because for as pretty as it looks equally terrible.
I think
Such a weird duality.
here's the weird duality of Legends Arceus. The graphics the graphics itself on a technical level are pretty bad. Like they are like kind of like comparable to a Wii game, you know. However, the art direction fucking phenomenal. Like the aesthetic, nice. I like the little what it's going for and like the art direction. It's just the graphics themselves are not fully there.
Yeah. I also feel especially disappointed knowing that Pokemon Arceus had such terrible graphics, and then we have things like I believe Doom,
Mhm.
Eternal,
We have things like Doom Eternal, which
which
look
is
a masterpiece.
great.
I feel. I think if I were to I remember when Legends Arceus came out, and that was my favorite Pokemon game for a while. However, I don't know if I would say that anymore. I think it is definitely top 3, but I don't know if I would.
You just heard me.
Yeah, it's Sun and
Ultra
Moon.
Sun and Ultra Moon are the best.
I
But
think if you held a gun to my head, right? Well, specifically my dog's head, because if you held a gun to my head, I would tell you to pull the trigger. But if you held a gun to my dog's head and told me to pick, I think I would place Legend at 2.
if I had to put my top 3 generations, it would definitely be Usum,
Mm-hmm.
then probably Black 2 and White 2,
Mm-hmm.
just for how much it brought to the series, and the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
And then after that, I would have to put, as much as it pains me, the Sword and Shield, but just for the DLC.
No, not Sword and Shield. No.
There's a reason.
No.
There's a reason. Main game Sword and Shield is terrible, and the fucking generation exclusive Pokemon are also terrible. Dynamax and Gigantamax is terrible. However, Legends Arceus is different, but not an improvement. Scarlet and Violet are not an improvement. I mean,
well,
like,
I feel like Scarlet.
Something.
I feel like in Scarlet and Violet,
a lot of the issues.
I feel like in terms of a purely game, and like enhancing graphics and enhancing like overworld design, and like I feel like it does improve.
I think you're right. Like graphically and on a game design level, they are better, but particularly story-wise.
Particularly, here's the two things that
it's just not.
Yeah,
great.
The 2 things about Scarlet and Violet that hold it back for me is the story, not the characters, but the story itself is not that great. Because I like some of the characters in it, but like the story itself is like, not my thing. And the decks. This might be controversial. I might get crucified for this, but I genuinely think that Scarlet and Violet's like national, like their original decks, like their original Pokemon, is like one of the worst in the series. Good lord, there are so few Pokemon in that like decks that I like, which is weirdly enough a problem the last 2 generations have had. Like I really didn't like a whole lot of Pokemon in Sword and Shield, the new ones. They just kind of were whatever, most of them.
Yeah, I think Pokemon as a whole should maybe stop designing new Pokemon.
I feel like they should. I feel like they should slow down again. I feel like I would be okay if they made like the same amount they made in like X and Y, like a very small amount. If all the designs were like bangers, you know. Because like I'm thinking about a lot of them in Scarlet and Violet. Dude, there's so many fucking there are so many ones that I just don't like. Like hot take, I don't know how you feel about this. What is the pink hammer one? That wears Corviknight's armor as like on its hammer. Whatever that one is, I don't fucking like that one. I know everyone in the yeah, it's Tinkaton.
I was muted that whole time.
You're good.
It's Tinkatuff, Tinkating, or no, it's Tinkating, Tinkatuff, and then Tinkaton.
Yeah, Tinkaton. I don't like that Pokemon. I think that Pokemon is dumb. It's stupid. It feels like a cheap way to get people to like it. You know, where it's like, oh, look at this cute little creature that like hurts the big guys, the big scary guys. Isn't that cool? Isn't that funny? And it's like.
I don't know. I like the idea that it's just a little gremlin.
I do like the idea that it's
fun.
It was the same way I like Impidimp. I can kind of get it. Where it's like a little gremlin, it's a little demon, just kind of chilling.
Isn't Impidimp the one that turns into Aaron fucking Jaeger?
Yeah, the Grimmsnarl. Yeah.
From Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Grimmsnarl, one of the coolest fucking Pokemon ever, dude.
Yeah, I do like that he turns into a Titan.
Dude, also that typing Dark Fairy. Such a good typing, dude. As our first Dark Fairy type, what a good type. What a good one.
I think it's the only Dark Fairy type
It
right
is.
now.
It is the only one, I think. Pretty sure. I would love to see more.
I think overall, I think just the best idea for Pokemon is to
Also,
one, stop
Gen.
trying to make like Let's Go series,
I would.
and then two,
I would love.
like
I would
I
love
don't know.
more
I feel like
Legends.
making a region that's. I honestly, I think just a remastered Gold and Silver would do.
I feel like, for now, what they should do is for the rest of the Switch's lifespan, do like Let's Go Pikachu Eevee type of games for like the regions. Like do a Johto one, update it, make sure that the dex doesn't fucking suck. Or why the fuck is half of the dex in Kanto? You know, make it so there's improvements for that. Um,
Well, hold on a minute, 'cause I
hold on,
don't
hold
like the
on.
Let's Go series.
You
'Cause I
don't
like Pokemon battles.
what?
I don't like Let's Go series because I like the Pokemon battles.
That is
and Let's
fair.
Go takes away from that.
I wouldn't want it exactly like Let's Go. I would want like a updated remake kind of thing for it.
I think if they just implemented the Legends Arceus mechanic of you can either catch them or battle them is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should be the adopted series, because then it feels like more of a Pokemon hunt. Like
I do
I don't know.
love the Legend style of game, and I do think for at least a little bit they should continue with it. I would love a like a like a like a Legends Unova game or a Legends Hoenn game.
Legends Kalos.
Legends
with
Kalos?
fucking medieval Mega Evolution,
Le-
bro.
Dude, don't eat. That is such a fucking cool idea. Like you could explore how megas came to be. You could have like a Dark Souls aesthetic. I know they're not gonna do that, but like a
Dude, I was
medieval.
about to say you could totally have the what was his name? I know his name was like Ed or Zed or something, the king, but like I forget his royal name. I think it was just the Tall King or something like that.
Are you talking about AZ?
But like, yeah, AZ,
Yeah.
dude, you could stop the ultimate weapon.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
Like that would be the plot line.
that is such a sick idea, dude. And if they never capitalize on that, that would be such a fucking waste. Holy shit, dude! I really want
it. Not gonna capitalize on it.
It's Game Freak. But for real though, like
it's not even Game Freak. It's just the Pokemon Company.
It really isn't Game Freak. I do recognize that. It's not so that like that Pokemon is like, oh, we need to. It's more so the Pokemon company's like, we need to pump out games so that we can continue having cars, so we continue having promotion deals, so that we're continuously staying relevant. Because I think a Pokemon's afraid that if they stop, they'll just become like a fad, you know? Even though they've been going for 30 fucking years. Almost 30.
See, I think. Alright, let's take a moment. New segment.
New segment?
Design your perfect Pokemon game.
My perfect Pokemon game would be set. I think I would do like a medieval open world aesthetic in Kalos. That would be perfect for me right now. I know I literally just described what we did, but yeah, that game and the plot would center around two main like quests where it's like you have to stop AZ and his ultimate weapon, and it's also discovering the Mega Evolution phenomenon, and you were discovering like ancient forgotten like Mega Evolutions and how to control them and what they are. Like that would be fucking sick, dude. That game would go so hard. It would sell a bajillion copies. I'm telling you right now.
So Legends Kalos is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, Legends Kalos or Legends Unova.
Okay. I think, for me personally, it would have to be the same style of gameplay as the Legends series, where you open world, and then you. Okay, hold on, pause.
Yeah.
Open world, as in Violet and like Scarlet and Violet.
Mm-hmm.
But the capture and battle style of Legends, right?
Yeah.
because I feel like one of the spots where Legends falls short is that it's not actually open world. It's more of just
It's more
open
like, yeah,
space.
it's more like Sonic Frontiers than it is Breath of the Wild, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. So open world with Legends playstyle, like capture and battle style,
Mm-hmm.
and then but like set in a modern setting. Uh, and it doesn't even have to be a new region, because honestly, I feel like we're really stretching thin on new region Pokemon. It could just be like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kanto, Johto, and Sinnoh and Hoenn are all on the same continent.
I
So
believe
like,
they are, or they're at least really close. It's something
on
like that.
Kanto, on Gold and Silver and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they all take place in Johto and Kanto.
Yeah.
Um, I think Hoenn and because it's obviously supposed to be Japan. I think Hoenn and Sinnoh also take place there, and I know we already got Sinnoh in Legends Arceus, but like, oh, you know what? Actually, we wouldn't have Sinnoh. 'Cause Sinnoh is its own island, I believe. But you could at least have Kanto and Johto with an open world, um, and then just be the same battle style as Legends, and I think it'd actually be pretty great. Oh, real quick, another thing, the character design in Scarlet and Violet, but with the fashion choice and design was Sword and Shield, because that was a really strong suit
Dude, yeah,
of
Sword and
Sword and Shield
Shield,
was the
Sword and
fashion.
Shield's fashion, like character customization, on point. Scarlet and Violet, you can't fucking customize shit in that game.
You can just genetically customize your character, and that is it.
Yeah, there's like nothing else, which is lame as hell.
But yeah, my dream game is just a better Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Which is fair.
They can call it um Super Heart Gold and Ultra Soul Silver.
I see the naming. I see the conventions. Oh, hold up. What
But
time
yeah,
are we at before we continue? Oh, shit. I think we can call it a wraps here, if you're good with that. It is already
sure. I
five.
love
Like,
wraps. They're
yeah,
very tasty.
dude, wraps are so good. I love wraps. I've been eating so many wraps for lunch recently, and bananas. I've had a weird craving for bananas this like past 2 weeks. Been eating them nonstop.
Uh, when I was in middle school, my mom would make peanut butter jelly wraps, and they were the best things in the world.
Peanut butter jelly wraps.
It's
Huh.
just peanut butter and jelly on a tortilla that you wrap.
Okay.
Very good.
You know what? I see the vision. All right. That is the most white person thing I've ever heard, but I can kind of see it. But yeah, we're gonna call it there.
Yeah.
We're gonna call the episode there. But if you loved what you hear, please subscribe, please like, please comment about what things you would want to hear. And of course, thank you to always Xavier for coming on the podcast, talking with me and this bullshit.
Mucho appreciado for even inviting me on the podcast.
Of course,
I love
of course.
recording.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.